Bang, let's get it. What y'all want to do? First off, missed the day, but still played a slip. And guess who sold me? Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham sold me. I got LeBron James over 19.5 points. Smack. Rui Hachimura over 12.5 points. Smack. Tobias Harris over 17.5 points. Smack. Cade Cunningham sold me? Like, no matter if I take the over or the under, this man gonna sell me. Damn it. Let's get back to the day or tomorrow. As you can see, we on Underdog Fantasy with it. Nope, we on Daily Grind Fantasy with it. On Underdog, I have 2 top sharp players to get a hit on the MLB. It's Matt McClain and Reese Hoskins. I'm gonna go ahead and put those in. And like I told you, if you don't remember, Matt McClain, the 2 pick entry that pay out 3.6x, that pays out 3.5x on a straight up bet is the most valuable slip to play. And I got 2. Matt McClain to get a hit, and then Reese Hoskins also to get a hit. That should be straight up. It is. This pays out 3.5x. You bang that in. 1, 2, 3. We bang that in. Let's do Mikal Bridges over 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I'm gonna try to do as many 2 pick entries as I can if they're straight up. And Mikal Bridges over 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists is a straight up play. We'll rock with that. And as you can see right below it, it's Joel Embiid over 39.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Go with Joel Embiid over 39.5. It's straight up. Yes, this pays out 3.5x. We running with that one. And then a couple of more 2 picks that may be valuable enough for us to play, because if it's straight up and it pays out 3.5x, you already know. I'm gonna say it every time. That's Nas Reed to go over 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and then Patrick Corbin over 3.5 Ks. Let's see if I can catch Patrick Corbin over 3.5 Ks. Patrick. Is it straight up? It is not straight up. It has a multiplier. It's only 0.86x. We can't put that on a 2 pick, but let's look at Nas Reed real quick. Let's see if his is straight up. Nas Reed to go over 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists. It is straight up. Those are the only plays that we have right now. I think I just missed De'Aaron Fox. Can't remember what it was, but I missed the De'Aaron Fox joint. That was extremely valuable. We can't go too far down here because the value begins to diminish, but let's hop over to pickfinder.app. This is pickfinder.app, and the code is really Rico. You get 10% off for life. Dang, let's get it. But while I'm on the NBA, I hate that if I miss a day, I'm back to the same damn games that I did last. So I missed today's games. Well, I didn't miss it. I actually played a slip. I didn't get the drop though. But here we are, pickfinder.app. I like to show you how I grab these. I select all, deselect, and then I want to see 3-pointers made, assists, blocks, and steals. Scroll down, and then I give me points and assists, all the combos. Rebounds, obviously, rebounds and assists. We run with this. See any plays that are heavily trending that there aren't. Even though we're in the playoffs, I still like to see players who have just continued to handle that. You see Paul George on here, he pissed me off. But Jaden McDaniels over 19.5 points and rebounds. Now, I do not know if he handled that with Anthony Edwards yesterday. Anthony Edwards was bad. What a game they pulled it off. Jaden Daniels is still balling. Game 1, he had 21 with Ant. And Ant gonna play tomorrow. Ayo still questionable. Anthony Edwards questionable. Like he had a day. Well, maybe he didn't, but they won the game. I still think the Spurs had a chance to win that. Anyway, to go with the Nas Reed play, let's find if Jaden Daniels over 19.5 points and rebounds. Jaden Daniels over 19.5 points and rebounds. If it's straight up, we're running it. And the play is not available on Underdog. I should have looked right here. I could see that it's not available on Underdog, but that's fine. We go back to the board and find something else that is. I'm tired of Paul George, but we have to run with it if he handling that. Paul George over 15.5 points. Let's see. Paul George to go over. It's at 14.5, and there's a multiplier, so we're not getting 3.5x to play it straight up. I'm gonna play it anyway and go ahead and try to build out a slip because it looks as if I'm not going to get too many. Who did I say? I got Paul George over. I got Jaden McDaniel over. That play is not on underdog. We like OG Anunoby, but we like OG Anunoby points. And not here. Move. We like OG Anunoby points over 17.5. We hooked them the other day. I'm sure we played that. The last time I did drop, though, we smacked that MLB slip. We smacked one of them. Not all of them, but we smacked one of them. But look, OG Anunoby again at 17.5 points. Hopefully he don't hook us, or we hook them to the plus side. But as you can see, the over is plus 102, so the multiplier is in our favor. That's fine. Let's find OG Anunoby, and this might get higher as 1.02x. This might get the bet, the 3-pick entry up to 6x. Not quite. It's at 5.39. Not quite, but still, I like these three. We're gonna run with these three. That's Jaden McDaniel, Paul George, and OG Anunoby to go over. Or OG Anunoby over 17.5 points. To go with Paul George over 15.5 points, and Jaden McDaniel over 19.5 points of rebounds. Let's go back to the board, find some unders. I have a lot of players that have an 80% hit rate, but again, we're in the playoffs. The last 10 games is not necessarily where we are, basically. Oh wait, I see a player that I like. First off, I'm gonna get rid of this and look at the implied probability and see if anybody is heavily juiced to go over. And it looks as if, let's look at Keldon Johnson, points, rebounds, and assists at 13.5. It's on underdog. He has not handled that versus Portland. Didn't at all. He hooked it. He hooked it to the over versus Minnesota. The books have him juiced to go over. Kinda. Flip at minus 125, sleeper at minus 135. It has a 53% odds chance to go over according to the books. But we want that bitch to be at like 54. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're going to play it on a bigger slip, 5, 6 pick. I'm looking for 2s right now. I did just put a 3 in. And then I want to look at the unders real quick to see if Mike Conley, Paul George rebounds and assists. Paul George rebounds and assists under. This is a must play. It's at 8.5. We did take him to go over 15.5 points, but this is a new slip. We're going to take Paul George to go under 8.5 rebounds and assists. If it's on here, it is. And the multiplier is in our favor. Take the lower or under is 1.06x. We only need one more play to put with this. Who else we got? Who ain't handling that? I said Mike Conley, his 5.5 rebounds and assists. In back-to-back games, he has gone over. Prior to that, no. Let's see him versus San Antonio, even though he did get it in game 1. No, this is not a play that we like. Besides, the implied probability is split. We're not fucking with that. Anybody else before I go over to the MLB, because I don't see anything else. Hey, aren't we surprised that Karl Anthony Towns going over 4.5 assists like that? Let's see what it's at right now. It's at 4.5 again. Look how many times he covered it. We smacked it the other day versus Philly. I think we take this if we can find it. It's on underdog at 4.5. We take Karl Anthony Towns. We take Karl Anthony Towns to go over 4.5 assists. Where is it? It's straight up too. This 2-pick entry pays out 3.59x. We are over this. I got a 30% boost. 4.3. Let's get it. Let's get it. What's wrong with him? That's Karl Anthony Towns to go over 4.5 assists, and Paul George to go under 8.5 rebounds and assists. Let's go to the MLB. MLB, I like to do the same thing. I highlight here, I select all, and then I only want to see earned runs allowed, hits allowed, hit runs and RBI. I don't do hit or strikeout. I don't want to do home runs, but I do pitcher strikeouts, pitching outs. And then maybe singles and total bases. Yes, close that. First off, we're gonna deselect this, and I just want to see the implied probability, especially for the strikeouts, because looking at the last 10 on the strikeouts, pitchers don't pitch that often, so you have to be well into the season to catch that. Speaking of which, we got one here, slightly favored to go over, which is Brandon Young, 3.5 Ks. He's only gone over once in his 3 starts this season, even though the books have him heavily juiced to go over. This is probably the only reason we play this, is because we see that sleeper have them heavily juiced, -155 and -156 to go over 3.5 Ks, which I don't mind, but because I'm only looking for 2 picks, might stay away from that one. Let's see what's trending on the backside. Not really much. A couple of players have an 80% hit rate. I see Ivan Herrera, that's at 70%. Let's look at the unders. Bailey Ober not giving up 6 hits. He has not given up 6 hits once this season. How many starts does he have? He has like 6 starts this year. Bailey Ober under 5.5 hits allowed. We run with that. Bailey Ober under 5.5 hits allowed. It's straight up. Let's get it. We need one more. Well, we need another one to put with this. And I was looking at anybody who has a cold bat on hit runs and RBI, like Royce Lewis. Oh, they're on the same team. I'm not probably won't be able to play that. Straight up. Oh, look, the bat was cold, right? And then he went off yesterday, right? But over the last 10, he's missed. It's really only 70% of the time. He faced off against McCullers. Let's see this bat versus McCullers. This is Royce Lewis. No at bats versus the starting pitcher. He just went off, having 2. I'm really not inclined to take this. And the implied probability is split down the middle. No. Can we find anybody else with a cold bat who was heavily juiced to go under? Oh, look at Jalen Lyle, 1.5 total bases. He's done it twice, but 80% to the under. He faced off against Bailey Ober. Jalen Lyle, no at bats. I'm taking him to go under 1.5 total bases. Jalen, it should be straight up too. Jalen Lyle under 1.5. Come on, man. Jalen Lyle under 1.5 total bases. It's straight up. Bang, that 2-pick entry. No, how it don't pay out? It don't pay out correctly. We need to find one more. Where we at? I don't see anybody else. I don't see anyone else. Damn, I hate to play this and it doesn't pay out what I need it to. Let's go back to the NBA. Hey, wait. Isn't the WNBA back? That's Friday when they swing. They did have a few games Sunday. But I'm gonna go look for implied probability plays, heavily juiced on the NBA. We didn't have any, but you know who's gonna go off? Jalen Brunson. He hates Philly. His line is at 26.5 points. He crushed him in the first game. He had 35 in the first game versus Philly. Let's look at him versus Philly over the season. Not crazy over the last 10. Look at the last 15 real quick. Last 20, he played him a lot. The line is at 26.5. Let's look at the prop history. When the line is at 26.5, he's 15 to 28 over the last 3 months. That's 54%. We take Jalen Brunson to go over 26.5 points. That's going to be the third pick for this slip. Jalen Brunson to go over 26.5 points. Bang, let's get it. That'll do it. Put 5. That'll do it. Bailey Ober, under 5.5 hits allowed. Jalen Lyle, under 1.5 total bases. And Jalen Brunson to go over 26.5 total points. I'm really Rico, you already know. Let's get this dough, bruh. Peace. I'm out.